Hi everyone, it's Mike.
And Khaleesi.
And Ravin.
And we're going to try out Marvel United. We got the Kickstarter, the Multiverse one, so we decided to try out the first one and do the tutorial for that too.
Yep.
Before we get the Kickstarter. We're thinking we might get the X-Men one and some of the other ones too, because we didn't actually do the Kickstarter for either of the first two. So
No, and the United one has some stuff that's similar to the X-Men stuff, but not exactly, so it'd be interesting to blend it all together.
Yeah. So we'll do a tutorial mission kind of for this one, the Red Skull one, and then maybe if you people want to pick who we get from the other ones to see who we want to use and stuff like that too. And
Yeah.
But the first thing they tell you to do is place the mission guide in the center of the table, which we already did, which is this mission dashboard here, the villain one.
All right.
And then you have to choose a villain, and we already chose Red Skull. They recommend using Red Skull first. So the miniatures are pretty cool too. That's a Red Skull one we're going to be facing against.
Yeah.
And everything's on their dashboard too, which is pretty cool. It's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
So we'll go through the rules as we're playing instead of running through them all as we're at the start.
I think that's a good idea.
Okay.
They're little mini.
Yeah, they're little chibis. So those are the ones that we have painted up so far. So those are the ones we're going to be able to choose from.
Yeah, because we also got the Spider-Verse box.
Yeah, we got
So
it.
we have some Spider-Man
There's
characters.
tons.
Yeah, the Kickstarter is going to be lots.
There's going to be like 100 new superheroes and
About 100, but close.
Like 60 new villains.
And the other two villains we have is Taskmaster and Green Goblin so far.
Right.
I still have Ultron to paint up too.
Cool.
I think we have Doctor Strange, Ant-Man, and Wasp left, and then everything else that we have is painted so far. So we get other expansions.
Cool.
So, Khaleesi, you picked Hulk. No, you picked Hulk for me, so I'm going to use Hulk. Raven's going to use...
Black Widow.
And Khaleesi's going to use...
Ghost Spider.
So when you choose a villain, you put their dashboard in the top. That slides right in there, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then all their information about them is on their dashboard. Red Skull, you have to be worried about a sphere track, so that goes up.
Right.
And then, depending how many people you're playing with. So we're going to play with 3, so he has 8 hit points. If we were playing with 4, he'd have 11. And then that's what he does when he does certain things that we'll go through when we're playing. So we need to give him 8 hit points. And then you place a cube on the 0 spot there on Venomous Plot. It starts at 0. So it comes with different locations too that we're going to hit in all different ones.
So many different locations.
So it's the expansion, we'll have different ones too. We got some places from Spider-Man in this one too.
Yeah.
So it tells you at the start to pick 6 random ones first. So, Khaleesi, do you want to pick some random ones?
This middle one. And we got Queens.
Okay. And I'll pick the next one. We got Midtown High School. And then Oscorp Tower. We'll set them up and then we'll show you what it looks like afterwards.
Yeah.
You want to pick one? Khaleesi?
Top one. The one that we got last time.
Yeah, we'll read the test one.
So the
Shield Helicarrier.
Helicator.
Can I pick one?
Yeah, everyone will get one.
Avengers Mansion.
Okay, and then one more.
One.
Which one do you want to pick? Khaleesi?
This one. Finally, a new one. Central Park.
Okay, so we'll set up the map and show you what it looks like. So we set up the map. We use some random terrain that we got from the place that we get 3D terrain from. SigmariteBoutique. There's some cool rooms you can use for show over there.
Michael's.
Oh yeah, you made Central Park and we did the Queens one tower.
Yeah.
So the next thing you have to do, number 4, is shuffle the villain sweat cards and put them face up at the bottom of all the locations. So there's 6 of them. We'll shuffle them up. So we got Madam Hydra there. Brainwash. Hydra's elite troops. Central Park has Bob, Agent of Hydra.
Nice.
Move that up a bit. Queens has Frozen. And each of these we'll go through when we're playing too. They do different things and we'll explain how it works too.
Yeah.
And Crossbones. It'll be cool too once we get other models. We'll actually use models to represent them too.
Yeah.
So that's all set up. And then some of the sub-bosses, like the mini-bosses, Bob, Agent of Hydra, Crossbones, and Madam Hydra, have life too. And that doesn't change depending on the amount of players, too. It's just standard on what's on the card. So C gets 5, Bob gets 4, Crossbone gets 6.
Right.
So when you put the locations down too, you're supposed to put either if there's a villain or a thug or a
Thug.
civilian.
Yeah.
And they're double-sided, so it depends where to put it. And there's places you can put them. It shows on the starting locations too.
Yeah.
So that's how you set up the map at the start. We did the threats. Now it says place all remaining tokens separated in pools. We already did that on the side. Take the villain's master plan deck, shuffle it, and place it face down next to a random location. So we'll roll a dice to see where Red Skull is going to randomly show up.
Can I roll the dice?
Sure.
And we'll start at the top there will be 1 and work our way across. So 1, oh, he's going to be right where you are in Central Park. Which we have Bob's miniature there too.
And Game of Thrones time.
Cool. So Red Skull's over there with Bob that we're using the Marvel Zombies Bob right now.
Yeah.
Eventually maybe we'll use villains or thugs and civilians from that too, or we'll find some models to represent them.
Yeah.
And it says each player chooses a hero. We already picked our ones from the start.
Yep.
And you put their game piece on a location opposite the villain. So we would be in Avengers Mansion. So we put our whole team there.
Where Madam Hydra is.
Yeah. So that's our team starting there. And then the last step we do before setting up is each player draws 3 cards.
1, 2, 3.
So each card at the bottom has different things they can do. Like that's a wild spot, that's the heroic action, that's a something, that's a move, there's fights. So when we're playing, we'll show what each one does too.
Yeah.
And you can play off each other as a team too.
And I have a fight.
Yeah, because he has to fight one with a hand, and then each hero has their own abilities they can do too. So we'll play out the turn and show you how it goes.
Yeah.
You can't copy other heroes' special ability.
Not only that you get their user traits at the bottom, but not their special ability.
Right.
So at the very start, the hero gets to go first too. So you draw a card from his.
The villain, you mean?
The villain. You pick a card from his master plan deck.
Okay.
So we'll draw a card for. Let's see what Red Skull's doing first.
Mhm.
Oh, so the fall you do his first thing first. So he moves 4 spots clockwise. So Khaleesi, do you want to move him 4?
Which one's clockwise? This way or this way?
Towards me. So this way, yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
So is that school?
Yeah.
Then you follow the next thing on the card, BAM. So you would look at the BAM on his dashboard, and what's his BAM say?
His BAM says, deal 1 damage to each hero in Red Skull's location and increase the fear track by 2.
So there's no one in his location right now. So, and then the fear track goes by 2. So he's already at 2 fear. If we get to 20, we lose. If he runs out of master plan cards, we lose. If we run out of cards, we lose. So there's certain things that happen for the conditions for us. And for us to win, we have to do our missions here. Once you do 2 missions, you can attack him. And once he's out of hit points, you win the mission.
Yeah.
So the next part on the card is what he's going to spawn. So where he is, there's a target. So if there's a target there, that happens too. Because there's a target marker on there.
And it says, heroes in this and adjacent locations take 1 crisis token each.
So, take 1 crisis token. So, in adjacent locations too?
Yes.
So that means all 3 of us take a crisis token.
Right from the start.
And those are the crisis tokens. They do random things too, depending on what the card says. So
Yes.
we don't know what he does with this one. I think Taskmaster does damage, and he does fear if you have them.
Yeah.
So we all have 1 crisis token. And then you would spawn 2 thugs in the location. Is there room for another one? Yeah, there's one there. If there wasn't any room, you would read this card where it says overflow, and then it does certain things too if there's no room to spawn any.
Right.
So then now you do clockwise and fill in the next spot. So it would be at the Hell Carrier, you'd have another thug. And you would follow it all the way around, and where we are would be another thug. And that's his turn. So then...
Did we do the BAM on our card too?
Oh yeah, good point. We forgot the BAM. So I forgot that one too. All area once it says bam, you have to do that. So we would do crossbones. Crossbones does 2 damage to each hero in this location. Any hero can prevent it by taking 2 crisis tokens. No one's there, so that doesn't happen. And then Madam Hydra, deal 1 damage to each hero in this location. Any hero can prevent this effect by taking a crisis token. So if you take damage in this game, you lose a card. Your cards are basically your hit points. So we now have 3. At the start of your turn, you draw 1, so we'd have 4. Now we'd lose a hit point if we take it, or you take a crisis token.
I'm going to take the crisis token, personally.
Okay, I'll take a crisis token too. What do you want to do, Khaleesi? Do you want to take a crisis token or take a damage?
I want to take a damage.
Okay.
Because I do not want to that.
The fear track? Okay, so you would pick one of your cards and put it at the bottom of your deck.
Pick one.
Any one. Probably the one that you don't think you're going to use as much.
This one.
Okay, and then it goes at the very bottom. If you start your turn and you can't draw any cards, that means you're KO'd and then the game's done too.
Right. Yep.
So once he's done, you start a story basically on the empty space you have. Some people, I think there's a map that goes around in a circle too.
Yes.
And you show the progression of everyone's doing that. So once we do our turn, we'll show you what it looks like there. So right now we just have his turn right now.
Right.
So now on our turn, anybody can decide who goes first. And then you go clockwise after that. So who wants to go first? You want to go first?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Khaleesi, what card are you going to play?
Oh, you have to pick one up first, right?
Oh yeah, you pick up one at the start.
I'm going to use this one. Swap 2 sweat cards in play.
Oh, that's cool. Swap 2 sweat cards in play, and it's a heroic action at start. So heroic actions let you save a civilian, or the ones that have stars on it, you can put one there. And once it's full, you finish a mission.
Right.
I'm going to swap this one with this one.
That's a good choice. Okay, so we'll do that. Okay, so Khaleesi switched them, and then you have your heroic action. Do you want to put one there?
Okay.
Or do you want to save a civilian?
I want to save a civilian.
Okay.
Because I don't want it to overflow.
Let me put it there. Perfect.
And then when that's full, you finish that mission.
Yeah.
Nice. And then what's this one? Each slug in this location requires 2 damage. So normally slugs take 1 damage to do. Now in this location, they take 2 damage to deal.
Okay.
So then Khaleesi would put a card in the story there. And that's our story so far. So the next player that plays would get to use the bottom ability. So that's how you can play and work as a team. You can even, they say in the book that you can say, if you play this card, I can use that other. You can make plans that way.
Right.
So the next person that goes, which will be me, because I'm going clockwise, I get to use the bottom of the card. We don't get to use her special ability because that's just for a Ghost Spider, but I get to use that.
Right.
So I'll pick up. Nope, that's Red Skull. So I got 2 fight on cards.
Hulk's the fighting one.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of fights too.
Yeah. So I got a heroic action from Ghost Spider I can use. And I got 2 fights. Huh. I know what I'm going to do. So I'm going to play Hulk and his Hulk Smash ability. So he moves and then deal 1 damage to everything else in this location. Discard all civilians there.
Oh, wow.
So first thing he's going to do is move over here. Second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use Ghost Spiders. And you can do them in any order too. You don't have to play them run off each card. You can
Right.
well, you have a pool of stuff you can do.
Yeah.
So then I'm going to use Ghost Spider's card to do a heroic action to put 1 in the mission there. And then I'll trigger his ability to do 1 damage to everything in that zone. So the civilian, unfortunately, goes away. We don't get that as mission, but we defeated 3 thugs, so that would go into our mission.
Nice.
I think you could have played that later on. Oh no, wait, that gets with the.
Yeah, you try to do that one when there's not as many civilians. Okay, so that's Hulk's turn. We get at the start when we have all the missions, we get to play 3 cards and then he goes. Once we finish 1 mission, you play Red Skull's cards every 2 cards. So if you're playing with 4 people, it changes a bit too, but.
Yeah.
Okay, so now it's Raven's turn. So now Raven we have our story here. So she doesn't get to use Ghost Spider's ability because that one's buried now because Hulk went. So now you get to use Hulk's move ability, but you can't use the same as one. It's his super move. You can't use that. So you have a move and whatever you play.
So I'm going to pick up. I got a move and a heroic action. So I'm going to use this card, and I'm going to use it to move here.
Okay.
Put another thing there.
Heroic action.
Heroic action.
And you also have one more move left from Hulk's card.
I'm not going to use it though.
Yeah, you don't have to use them too.
Yeah, because
You
I don't
can
want to
either
go...
move back. You can move any
Oh.
direction. You can go forward, back. You just can't go diagonally
I
unless there's
forgot
cards.
I can move back. I think I am going to move back.
Yeah, you can go. There you go.
Yep.
So now after Red Skull's gone and our team's gone, that's what it looks like so far. So that's our story so far. Now Red Skull gets to go because we played 3 cards. So it does 0. So he's not moving. Bam again. So we'll read Bam. So Bam. Deal 1 damage to each hero in Red Skull's location and increase fear track by 2. So fear track goes up by 2, so we're at 4.
Oh no.
I take 1 damage because I'm in his location.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get rid of my wild card. So that goes at the bottom of my deck. We do Bam for Crossbones. No one's in that location.
I'm lucky I swiped stat.
Yeah, that was good. You're lucky you switched that. I see what he hit you.
Yep.
Deal 1 damage to each hero in this location for Madam Hydra. No one's there. And Bob is heroes starting their turn in this location take 1 crisis token. So we're good for that.
Yeah.
And there was no repopulating with the thugs or civilians, so that was his turn.
Yeah.
So that's a story so far. And now, even though this card comes here, the next person still gets to use this card. Even though his thing's there, you just go past him and that.
Right.
And what did you get? What did you pick up, Alicia? You got a move and a heroic action. Cool. If you move and do a heroic action, you can go finish the brainwashing waves in over there if you want. It's up to you what you want to do.
Because you also get what was on Mommy's card, so you could do a heroic action here, move, and then do another one here and finish that card.
I'm going to put down this. I'm going to use Mummy's card first. Move there.
Okay.
Use heroic action to finish that mission.
Okay. So, Khaleesi put the last heroic action there, cleared the card, so now you take this card off. We clear the threat, so we finish that mission. We only need to clear 3 more to finish that one.
Yep.
And once you take a threat off the board, you read the bottom of the card, and you may gain 1. At the end of the turn, you may gain 1 heroic action token. So you get tokens to use anytime too, if you stay there at the end of your turn. So you still have a move and a heroic action. You can always move back here and do your heroic action over there to help with that mission if you want.
I want to stay where I am and get a free heroic action.
Okay. So you can use that token whenever you want on your turn.
Yeah.
And your turn's done. So now it's Hulk's turn. So Hulk will pick up. I got 2 wilds.
Cool.
There is a hard mode too where they take you to take the wild cards out. If you want to try even harder, you can take the wild cards out of your deck.
Right.
So I have a move and a heroic action from Ghost Spider. I have a wild. I know what I'll do. I'm gonna play my double wild. So I'll put it over here. So that would give me a move, a heroic action, and 2 wild.
Yes.
So I'm gonna move over here, and then use the heroic action and my 2 wilds for 2 heroic. You can use them for anything for 2 other heroic actions.
Nice.
So we finished this mission now, so that would come off. And we cleared another threat. So we only have to do 2 more of those. And at the end of the turn, you may draw cards until you have 3 in your hand. Well, that helps me because I'm hurt.
Yeah.
So I get to draw a card. And I got move and fight.
Cool.
And now it's Raven's turn.
So I picked up And I picked up a move and a heroic action.
You also have mind to play on.
How many wounds does Crossbone have in total?
Crossbone?
Is it 6?
Yeah, he has 6, and Madam Hydra has 4, I think.
Wait, Daddy, you
Or
forgot to
5.
place your card on there. Oh, you did.
I did it. Yeah, it's hidden.
So I'm going to use this card.
Move and fight.
Yes. So I'm going to use, and then I have 2 wilds from your card.
Yep.
So I'm going to use my first move to go over here.
Okay.
My second move to go here.
So that's one of my wilds.
Yep. And then I have another wild and a fight left, right?
Yep.
So I'm going to use both of the, well, the fight is a fight, but I'm going to use the other wild as a fight and take 2 wounds off of Madam Hydra.
Nice. And that's your turn.
Yes.
So now it goes to Red Skull. What's his plan? 0 again, so he's not moving.
Awesome.
Hail Hydra. Discard all civilians from locations. Discard all civilians from locations with heroes and deal 1 damage to each of those heroes. Advance the fear track by the number of civilians discarded that way.
Okay.
So right now the hero, there's none where Ghost Spider is. There's none where
Lucky.
Hulk is, and there's only 1 where you are.
Yeah.
So you discard that 1. It doesn't go towards our mission.
No.
And we advance its fear track by the number discarded, so it goes up by 1. That could have been really bad.
Yes.
So it goes up by 1.
Yep.
So it's at 5 now.
Imagine if there was just all civilians in his zone.
So that's where everyone is now, and then we're going to start on whose turn next?
Ghost Spider.
Okay. So also, because we removed the civilian from there, Black Widow would have took a damage.
Yes. So I'm going to get rid of my 1 fight.
And now it goes to Ghost Spider. What did you get?
I got just a move.
Okay.
I am going to place this down.
So you're going to play your move card?
I'm going to move to where Mummy is.
Okay. And you have a move and a fight left.
I am going to fight Madam Hydra.
Nice.
But it does
1 damage. And you have 1 move left. Are you going to move or stay where you are?
What does Bob...
Oh, you also have a heroic action token that you haven't used yet. You can also move back there to get another heroic token at the end of your turn.
What does Bob do?
Heroes starting their turn in this location take 1 crisis token. So if you're in this location when you start, you take a crisis token.
I'm going to move back to where Red Skull is.
Okay.
Hopefully it's not available again. Well, my life would be at 1.
Yeah.
That's why I'm heading my way to 0 again.
Okay, so your turn's done. So at the end of your turn, you take 1. You get 1 heroic action token. Can we see? So now you have 2.
Cool.
You're stockpiling them.
I'm saving them.
No, you can save civilians, or I don't think. Oh no, there's another mission over here where we need them.
I'm saving these for later.
Okay. So now it's my turn. So I'm gonna pick up. I got 2 fights.
Cool.
Nice.
And you also get to play off my card, which is a move.
Yeah. I don't have.
I
do have
think
a
you should
movement fight?
go. I think you should go over there and defeat Madam.
Hydra. Yeah.
You do have a move and a fight.
Yeah. So I'm gonna use my move and fight card. So I'll use Khaleesi's Ghost Spider move, and I'm gonna move, and then I'm gonna use my card and move. So I'll be where Madam Hydra is. There. And then I'll use the fight for my card to hit Madam Hydra. So there's 1 hit point left.
Yeah.
And now it's your turn.
So I picked up and I got one of Black Widow's abilities called Interrogate. Look at the top card of the Master Plan deck. You may place it on the bottom.
That's cool.
Yeah. And then I have a move and fight from you, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to play the move and heroic action card.
Okay.
And I'm going to use the fight from your card to defeat Madam Hydra before I go.
Okay, so that card will take taken off, and we finish the threat.
Yep.
We're going to have to clear one more threat, and we finish that mission.
End of your turn.
Yeah, when it's
And at the end of your turn, you may move to any other location.
That's pretty
which
good.
is cool. And then I'm going to use the move from your card to move here. And then the move from my card to move over here and put a heroic action token down.
Nice. And that's your turn.
Yep.
Next would be Red Skull, but that's our story so far. We'll keep it there. So you can dodge or leave it. You don't need the ones up behind it. I haven't seen cards that have to play with ones up behind. Oh, I think Doctor Strange has a card where you can take cards from the deck that are from before. So it's also good to leave. Don't discard your story with characters like that.
Yeah.
Because I think he has one of his super moves is a book that he can take a card that's in the deck that's already been played.
Oh, cool.
So now it's Red Skull's turn. So, oh, that's a big one, and lots of populating. So he moves 5.
So 1, 2, 3, 4.
He's
5.
making a huge loop.
Yeah, he's coming back. Okay, next is the middle, so the target. Nothing's targeted there because we don't have a threat, but we need 2 thugs.
Doesn't matter. It can go over top of the civilian.
Yep, it
token,
does.
Right? Okay.
And then we need 2 civilians. Can we put 2 civilians?
No.
So now we got the first overflow. So what does the overflow say for Red Skull?
If a civilian or a thug token card can't be added to a location, increase the fear track by 1 for each token you couldn't add.
So it goes, we can't add 2, so you move it by 2. Khaleesi, we should be at 8.
Oh.
Okay, so we're getting almost halfway there. So next on that spot, because it's clockwise, it would be a thug and a civilian. So that's something you have to watch too. You don't want your locations to get overpopulated because then the overflow can make you lose the game too, right?
Yeah.
And then over here, a thug and a civilian. So that's it for his turn. So now it's over to Ghost Spider. What did you get?
I got 2 heroic accents.
Nice.
And there's a good to play off of mummies.
So you have a move and 3 heroic accents, and you have your heroic accent token. So you can do a lot with heroic accents this turn.
I am going to play a fight.
Okay.
There's a good to play off of Black Widow's card.
So you can move.
I am going to move to Red Skull's area
Okay.
and get rid of a thug using my...
Your fight. Okay. There you go. And you have a heroic accent left, which you can't do anything with, really, right?
I'm not going to use the heroic accent.
Okay. And then at the end of your turn, you may draw cards until you have 3 in your hand. So you get another card. Well, when did you get?
2 wilds!
Nice.
Nice.
I thought I didn't have any wilds. They were just near the bottom of the deck.
Okay.
Yeah, now I have 3 life again.
So now it's Hulk's turn. So what did I get? Did I get not Red Skull? I got move. I got 2 fight, 3 fight. I'm gonna do my 2 fight card,
All right.
and I'll use Ghost Spider's fight card. So that's 3 fight. I'm gonna get rid of those 3 thugs.
Only 2 more to go,
Yeah.
which I might be doing.
And then it's Black Widow's turn.
So I picked up a wild card.
So you have a wild and 2 fights.
Maybe you should move here.
I don't want to move where Crossbones is.
That's a dangerous zone.
Attack.
But it's going to overflow soon, too.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Maybe you should attack that thing. Oh no, wait, but then that will happen.
Because it's 2 fights.
Yeah, 2 fights and whatever you play.
So I'm going to play my wild card.
So you moved in the area with Bob now, so now what are you going to do?
I'm going to use the 2 fights that you had to get rid of those 2 thugs.
Okay.
And then we're going to clear
A mission.
a mission.
So we finished our first mission, so that card would get discarded. So now this, you can move it down. So now we've done the first mission. So now the villain acts after every 2 hero cards. So now he's going even faster now. So now we have to pick up our game now and finish stuff. So he's going to be able to do some more stuff.
Yes.
And once we finish our next mission, the villain, we can attack him and try to end the game.
Right.
And you can still do the third one, and then everybody would get a card too if you do the third mission.
Right.
So that was your full turn you finished?
Yes.
So it is now 3 cards played, so now Skull would go.
Yes.
Even if there was 2 before. If there was 2 before, he would go now too. So Red Skull gets to move 2. Oh, I'm going to get hit by him again. Bam! So 1 damage to each hero in Red Skull's location and increase Fear Track by 2. So Fear Track would go up by 2. I take 1 damage, so I'm going to get rid of my Heroic Action card. Bam, where... Oh. Bob doesn't have a bam, but Crossbone does, but no one's at Crossbones.
Yes.
So, next, there's a target. There's no target there because there's no threat where he is, but 2 civilians will go where he is. So there's a civilian that goes at Central Park too. And then a civilian that goes at Midtown High School. And that's Red Skull's turn.
I picked up a heroic action, and I get to use Mommy's wilds. So I'm going to play 2 wilds.
Okay.
So here you go.
And what are you going to do? So you have 3 wilds that you can do stuff with. We don't need thugs anymore. We need civilians incurring a threat.
I also have these 2.
Heroic
You
action
do.
ones too. You could move 2 and then finish that one with your heroic action tokens, and then we'd finish a threat,
Yeah.
and then we'd be able to attack Red Skull. If you want to do that.
I sort of also want to get that out of the way.
But if we get that threat out of the way, which is easier, then we'd be able to do the mission for getting Red Skull.
So I'm going to... But I can't... Oh yeah, I can't. So can you move me 2?
Yeah, because
You
you
have
have
one
3
card.
wilds, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so 1, 2. You
And
have 1 more wild left.
I'm going to use these 2.
You're going to use your tokens to clear that threat?
Yep.
Okay, so we would take that off. So you cleared the threat, so we finished that mission. We
Yep.
cleared 4 of them.
Yep.
So we would clear off the clear threats one. So now we finish that one. Villain is now vulnerable to take damage. So now we can attack Red Skull and try to end the game.
Cool.
So now he's vulnerable. And you still have 1 more wild you can do. Khaleesi, do you want to rescue a civilian? Or move? It's up to you.
I'm afraid of that happening. So I'm going to rescue 1 more civilian.
Nice.
Now we have 2.
So your turn's done. And it goes over to me. So I'm going to pick up. I got Hulk Smash. So
Ooh.
I can deal 1 damage to everything in this location and discard all civilians. I'm not going to do that. That's good if there's a bunch of thugs in your zone. But
It doesn't do damage to Red Skull?
it's only going to do 1 damage to Red Skull, though.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I'm going to play my 2 fight card. And it's good that you played those 2 wilds, Khaleesi, before. So I can use those for fights too. So that's 2 damage for my fight. And the 2 wilds I'm going to use for fight. So I'm going to do 4 damage to Red Skull already.
1, 2, 3, 4, and
Nice.
he has 8 lives, so he has 4 more left.
So Hulk smushed Red Skull.
Yep.
And he only has 4 hit points left. So that's good. I was worried there for a bit. We were
Hulk has
getting
a
some
lot
damage and that already half fear, but we'll see.
Hulk has a lot of fight cards.
Yeah, what I don't know is if their decks, they all have the same amount of move, fight, and stuff, and then it's their hero card that makes it different, or they have a different amount of fights. Like Khaleesi said, we've seen a lot of fights from Hulk. If we look, that's cool. You can always look back at the story. Hulk's played a lot of fight cards.
Yep.
And wilds. But it's now, we've done 2 cards, so now it's Red Skull's turn. Oh, he is, that's 3 zeros now that he's drawn. So it doesn't move sometimes.
Yeah.
So again, he hits now because I hit him. 0, bam. So I take 1 damage. So I'm going to discard my Hulk's mask because I don't want to hurt civilians now because we need them.
All right.
So it goes to the bottom of my deck. So I only have 1 card now. If he gets me down to 0 cards, I get knocked over, and on my next turn, I pick up 4 and I restart.
Okay.
If you don't have any more cards to draw and you can't play any, you're dead, and then the mission's done because he beat you.
Right.
So I took my damage. We increased the fear track by 2, so we are now at 12. Khaleesi? Okay. No one's at crossbones, so we're okay.
Yeah.
Oh, this is bad. For each crisis token, the heroes have advanced the fear track by 1.
Uh-oh.
So this is where the crisis tokens come in. I have 2.
I have 2.
And
I
Khaleesi
have
has, so that's 5. Oh. So we're at 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Oh, I talked too soon. That thought we got to get this, but it's close. So if he gets to 20, we failed the mission.
Yes.
And that's his turn. So now it goes to you. So
All right.
at the start, this is where you're talking about, Khaleesi. Heroes starting their turn in this location take 1 crisis token because of Bob.
I can't read it because it's upside down to me.
That's okay.
So I took 1. I'm gonna pick up. And I got 2 wilds.
Oh, that's good.
And you could.
And I have 2 fights with mine too. That's the previous card.
So.
You could move to his zone and go smuss.
Yeah, but I don't know if I'll get all of them. So I'm going to play my 2 wilds.
So you have, are you going to move to Red Skull?
Yes. So I'm going to move here.
And attack 3 times?
Yes.
He only has
1 hit point left. Nice. It's okay. And that's your turn?
Yes.
So, what I forgot I'm not going to move anyway. At the end of your turn, you can move to any location. Are you going to stay there? Or
Yes.
move to any location?
I'm going to stay there.
Okay, so after Black Widow, it's Ghost Spider. So Ghost Spider, you pick up first.
Oh.
What did you get?
I gotta move in a fight.
Oh, nice. So you have 2 wilds, and whatever you play.
I'm going to play my move in a heroic action. I'm not going to use the heroic.
Move. Oh, because he only has 1 hit point left. So if you move, you can move in a fight, and you can get the last one. Yeah, that works. I was going to say you had another one with move and fight, but that still works.
She does have one with a move and fight, yeah.
Okay, so before you leave, you can use a heroic action to save that last civilian if you want.
I will.
Oh, that works.
Awesome.
And then you move off your card. And then you have a wild from Black Widow. And your last one, you want to fight him?
Uh-huh.
And we got the last hit point. You got him, Khaleesi.
Nice.
Yeah, so Ghost Spider got Red Skull.
Nice.
So that was close. We were at 17.
That was.
If we had another turn, let's see. Let's see what would happen. He would have moved free. 1, 2, 3. Target. And he would have done civilians in that zone.
Yeah.
It would have overflowed and went up by 2. We would have been at 19. So it would have been close.
It would have.
But that's a fun, fast game you can play too.
Yeah, I think so.
Like each time you play could be different because depending on the locations you get, that changes it. Depending on the characters you play.
Yeah.
So I like that the playability is pretty cool, and we can also try.
And we only played 22 cards.
Yeah. This is a story so far. Go back and see what you did.
Yeah, I think it's fun.
Hulk has a lot of fights.
Yeah, and then in the other expansions, I know in Multiverse they added equipment too. There's also anti-heroes you can play as a hero or a villain with the X-Men one.
Yeah,
and there's a lot of expansions.
Team
Like
stuff too in the anti-hero. Sorry, in
gold
the
team and gold.
one.
In X-Men, the gold team and the blue team, you can play teams. So it could be you and Khaleesi against me, or we could be 1 against 3 and see who beats the villain first, type of thing.
Yeah, which I think is cool. And did Did that Kickstarter also come with pet companions? too,
Yeah,
or
I think we
something
get pet
like that?
companions too that we can play with. Yeah, I think we
Did
told
they
you.
come with a Yorkshire Terrier?
I don't
I
know.
don't
I think
know.
they have like the super pets when we're watching. I think they have a dog like that. Like
I think
Superman.
so. But yeah, it's gonna be cool. We're excited.
Am I allowed to use those dogs over there?
Maybe we'll see if we're gonna do thugs or villains. Maybe.
And something different from Marvel. And the chibis, I have to say, I really like the chibis.
But I have to use the water.
Okay. I really like the chibis. It's a nice difference from Marvel Zombie Side and everything being dying and rotting all the time. I like it.
So if there's anyone, we'll eventually get more. But if there's someone that you want to see, I know someone was talking about Green Goblin, so maybe we'll face off against Green Goblin in our next fight.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
Green
one that was in that.
Goblin.
In that expansion, you try to hide your secret identity. So there's missions where you try.
Oh, that's cool.
There's threats that make you lose your costume or something, and then that's a crisis tokens, I think.
Neat. So yeah, maybe we'll try the specifically the Spider-Man one.
Yeah, we'll see.
And see about that, because that's interesting. I like that.
So thanks for coming out. We'll see you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
And we hope you enjoyed the game as much as we did.
Bye!